Most people who struggle to connect with their spirit guides aren't struggling because the guides aren't there. They're struggling because something on their end is blocking the signal. Today I want to name the most common blocks, honestly, and give you a practical pathway through each one. Because once you know what's actually in the way, it stops feeling like a personal failure and starts feeling like a solvable problem. Block 1, and this is the most common one. It's your analytical mind, the part that needs to understand and verify before it accepts anything. And this is running at the same time you're trying to receive information. And it's also faster than the guidance. It intercepts, analyzes, and decides it was probably just your imagination. But the analytical mind is not your enemy. It's a valuable tool being used in the wrong context. Receiving guidance just requires a different mode, receptive rather than evaluative. So here's the practical pathway. Write down what comes before you start to evaluate it. Don't assess it in real time. Receive first, write it down, assess later. Immediate critical evaluation is one of the fastest ways that you can shut that channel down. Block 2, trying too hard. The more urgently you reach for connection, the more you create a striving frequency that pushes the signal away. Connection requires relaxed receptivity, the kind that comes from genuinely knowing that they're there and trusting that it will come. So, practical pathway. Practice causal connection before formal meditation. Talk to your guides while you're driving, doing the dishes, taking a walk. Reduce the formal ceremony and effort, and let it just be an ordinary thing that happens throughout your day. Block 3, fear. And this is one that I run into a lot, especially lately with my clients. And this is specific to empaths and sensitive people. Sometimes the block of fear is what might be coming through rather than the guidance. So you have religious conditioning, cultural narratives about spiritual contact being dangerous, or actual difficult experiences that you've had in the past that make the connection feel unsafe. Here's a practical pathway. Start with the beings that you feel safest with. For many, and my suggestion, is with your higher self, because it's an aspect of you, not some external being. Or maybe an ancestor that you love. Build safety with those connections first. Permission-based practices are especially important here. Explicitly inviting only what is for your highest good. Explicitly declining anything that isn't. This gives your nervous system the sense of agency that it needs to relax enough to receive and feel safe. Block 4, inconsistency. Connection with your guides is a relationship, and relationships require consistent investment. Many people practice intensely for a few days or after something meaningful. They don't come back for weeks, and so the channel stays undeveloped. Here's a practical pathway. Lower the bar. 5 minutes of consistent daily quiet to be open to receive information is more valuable than an hour every 2 weeks. Make the practice small enough to be a non-negotiable for you throughout your busy day. Block 5, not recognizing the communication. Sometimes there's no block at all. The guides are communicating consistently, and you're just not recognizing it because you're expecting something more dramatic. Guides tend to be subtle. They work with your existing perspective capacities and amplify them slightly. For most people, guidance arrives as a gentle thought, a persistent sense, a knowing that builds, or a synchronicity, such as repeating numbers, etc. So here's your practical pathway. Start a guidance journal. For 30 days, write down every experience that might be guidance. And at the end, look for the patterns. Most people find that they've been receiving far more than they ever realized when they start taking an inventory. The connection is already available. The work here is removing what's in the way, not reaching for something that isn't there. And next week, we're going to start going through some channeling basics. So, let me know which of these blocks resonates most for you right now, and how do you plan on working through it? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.